Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's the first time I ever said good morning on a Hangout because, in fact, it's morning for me, 9 a.m. or 9:01 here in Brisbane, but we're actually going live out of the US today for our US members. Uday wants us to get involved with different people around the world, so I said, why don't we start with the good old US of A and bring on some folks from over there and let them tell their story about what it's like to be living in the US and making a living online, or making a part-time living, or trying to make a living, or just starting making a living. Online advertising is massive all over the world, and such a big country, the US, with what do you got, 300 and something million. You can fill me on the stats, you guys know that. So I'm in Brisbane. Keithy Broom is my name. I've been an MPA and MPCA MPA since September 2015. 2015, yeah, 2015. Time goes so quick when you're having fun like we all are. So I'd like to introduce, we only got guys. I try to get a couple of ladies on the panel, so I always like to get the ladies on, but I'm stuck with you four blokes. So we'll have to put up with you guys, but it's great to have you on. So now, a couple of these guys you might recognise from previous Hangouts we've had. So I'll go to Ennis. It's a very good evening to you, just at past 7 now. You're just tell us a little bit about yourself very quickly, about your journey with MPA or MPCA, and where are you? Where do you live, mate? What part of the US are you in?
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Ennis. I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey, on the east coast of the United States, about 5 minutes away from New York City. This actually, MPCA is my first rev share I've ever been involved with. You know, I've tried other things the past 8 years or so. Nothing worked out.
Ooh. I
tried the major big two, you know, with the auctions and stuff like that. None of that worked out. Got myself into MPCA, and everything's been working well ever since. And I'm very confident with MPCA and MPA. And it's just it's a small gradual step. I maxed out level 1, 2, 3, and now I'm just focused on level 4. And it's just been a wonderful experience. And also, you know, attending the MPA anniversary solidified everything for me, that this company is for real and this company pays. And I'll recommend anyone else that's still a bit curious or questionable about the program to join it. You won't regret it.
All right, fantastic, mate. Thank you. 8 years online, and you finally hit the jackpot. Well,
finally, ups and downs.
Ups and downs, mate. Yeah. Well, the person who reminds me most of that is not the next presenter, Jamie, but it's Colonel Sanders. He, the 11 secret herbs and spices, he put that recipe out about 1,000 times, and he got no until he was 68 or 69 years old before somebody said, yes, we'll market that 11 secret herbs and spices. Within 2 years, he was a multi-millionaire. So I actually run on the back of his determination. I'm 58. I've got a fair way to go till I'm 68. But he never gave up, so I'm not giving up. And determination pays off. No more so than our next guy on the panel, Jamie Myers. A lot of people know you. It's the first time we've had you on, so welcome. Where do you live, mate, in the US, and what's your story?
Oh, hi, welcome. Thank you guys for having me. I've been following Keithy a long time, and I really appreciate being invited today. I'm totally excited to be on today. I live outside of Cleveland, about a half-hour west, so I follow the Cleveland Cavs, the Cleveland Indians, and the Cleveland Clowns. I mean, the Cleveland Browns. And so, yeah, I joined MPA early on. 2 years ago, I had met the owner, Uday, early on. I'm actually looking at my stats right now. I was number 1,590 when I joined MPA. And so I was in through the original launch, and then the growing pains, and now I eventually joined MPCA as well. I've had the opportunity to recruit a lot of people. My results aren't typical, but An MPA, I brought in over 300 referrals in that, and I have it completely, maxed to the hilt. And with the onset of the changes, it's phenomenal. I mean, I was all for what they did. You can now transfer funds between your processors in your leadership wallet. Yeah. You guys are part of that, but it's a fantastic program. I've been in online. I'm actually making a full-time living online right now with a variety of programs in a portfolio that I have, and MPA and MPCA are part of that, and soon to be a third project coming along as well. But MPCA, I kind of joined that late in the game. It was weird because when that launched, I was new to Bitcoin. And so it kind of intimidated me at first. I'm like, oh, I got to join another program. And so I wasn't too late to the game, but I'm what number am I in MPCA? I'm number 534. So that is kind of late, I think. I mean, right now I have the first 3 levels. I'm at 346 packs. And what I did right was I built up MPCA for 6 months straight. I did not take one withdrawal out of that program for 6 months. But what I did do was I put in Bitcoin into it periodically over time, which equated to 1 Bitcoin a month for 6 months. So using easy math, I essentially put $6,000 into MPCA over 6 months. And guess what? Now I can take out 12. Okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying, with the changes? So I kind of lucked out with that, and all the while recruiting. I have like 30-something referrals. So not as many as MPA, but I've got 32 referrals in MPCA. And so I preach this every day on my channel. A lot of people know me as Join Jamie. These are just 2 programs you have to include in your portfolio. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if you don't join it now, you're going to join it later, because the people behind these 2 programs are just phenomenal. They just had a 2-year event in Singapore that Keithy went to. And by all means, subscribe to Keithy's YouTube channel, because I've been following, whether he knows it or not, I've been following him for months. And so you want to stay abreast with the transparent owners of this company, because they're phenomenal. And they have like a administrative panel, obviously, and what they're doing and what they do is just blows my mind. What they're able to achieve with this. I mean, think about it. What are the members between? They got to have 500,000 people between the 2 programs. I mean, I'm guessing the exact number, but long story short, you want to learn the programs the best you can and take advantage of the advertising is so important too, because a lot of people jump in and they do this and they're so ingrained to surfing your ads every day, but you really want to take advantage of the traffic and the advertising available in your back office and spread the word. And the best way to spread the word is you got to learn it like the back of your hand. Okay, you really got to learn the program well, because the way it's designed now, I mean, it was fine. I mean, it was fine before the changes, but they've implemented these changes. What was it, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago? They're set for, it's a 10-year plan now. I mean, it's set to last at least 10 years. So the way it's designed, where you can withdraw double what you put in, obviously, or what your referrals put in, hint, hint. So I could talk hours about these programs. I definitely want to thank you guys again for having me, and I'm thrilled to be here. So thank you very much. I'm in Ohio, okay? I'm a country boy.
Okay, good. And I'm very happy to know that you've been stalking me for about 6 months, Jamie. It's a very comforting feeling. Thank God you're in Ohio. I'm in Brisbane. That's all I can say. You're a nice guy, but hey, come on. I could do a mild American accent. So hopefully this next bloke is not and that's an Australian terminology, a bloke, is not a stalker. Now, it's the first time on for us. Can you mute yourself out there, Ennis, just while you're, not that I don't want to hear you chatting, but good on you, mate. Charles, now you're in the US somewhere. I think you're in a warmer position than Jamie is. So first time I've met you, I've chatted to you online, and it's great to have you on, mate. Just new people, because basically you are a new person to everybody watching. So just let us know your story. if you're long time in the business, long time online, and how you found MPA. It's always a good story. Jamie's been stalking everybody, so he just found MPA naturally. So tell us your story, Charles. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Keithy, and thank you for having me here to be on the panel with you today. So basically, I was looking for a change. I was looking for an opportunity to work online. In the past, I've done different business opportunities, and I kind of went with the traditional business models and tried to turn them into an online model. So I got into e-commerce and also did nonprofit and things like that. But nothing ever really worked out for me. A lot of it was kind of feeling endeavors. And I stumbled across this opportunity. I stumbled across MPA probably last year during the summer. I started hearing about it. And then I heard about MPCA coming up in about September or so. And I finally decided in January to jump on board and get involved. And I jumped right into MPCA and had to learn Bitcoin for the first time. I was familiar with it, but I hadn't looked at it in years. I jumped back in, got the learning curve of Bitcoin over with. Got into my first rev share, which MPCA, and I got through the learning curve of that. And came in with kind of a weak position at first because I really wasn't sure what I was getting into. And after about, I would say about 45 days, when I finally realized what it was I was involved in, I definitely strengthened my position and realized that this was a business that I wanted to stake a claim in and start really giving 110%, if you want to say.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, right. Awesome, mate. Awesome. Fantastic. Well, great to have you on board. And great that you started. That's the first thing, is making a commitment. And then, as Jamie says, you've got to learn the business. And that's part of what we're going to be doing over the next 12 to 18 months inside the business as far as training goes. But also our seminars are coming up. I want to touch on that. There's a number of things people are in the chat box are talking about. We're going to cover a lot of things after I've introduced you. Now, the last bloke on the panel is a young guy, and I say that because I'm an old guy, an old bloke, and he's the opposite. He's a young lad. Now he's in. I'll tell you, you're in New York City, so you're heart of the Big Apple, where everybody wants to go. You could probably run an MPA bus tour, Tommy, in New York, and welcome all members around, take them around the Big Apple, mate. So it's a good to see you again. Met you in Singapore for the first time. So tell us your story, mate. You've started doing a few videos, which is awesome, and want to talk about that as well. But let everyone know your story, mate. Go ahead.
Well, I'm Tommy from New York City, the city that never sleeps. Pretty much I've been doing.
Don't start singing.
Well, pretty much when everybody in New York finds out about MPA, MPCA, they're gonna be moving out of here. They're not gonna want to come to New York because it's so damn expensive.
All right.
But moving on, I've been doing online advertising for 10 years for a party website, and I do freelance photography as well. So I would go to the parties and be the photographer, take pictures of party people's photo, put them on the website, and I have them go to the website and check out their photo. And in the meanwhile, they're checking out all these advertisements and stuff like that. So I was doing that, and I would pretty much, I would live the laptop lifestyle, but I always had to get to work. I never had a day off. So I was working constantly 7 days a week. And I just was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I just kept searching online how to make money online. I tried everything from selling car insurance, from selling coffee, laundry detergent, you name it. And finally it hit me. MPA. There's one guy, he on the YouTube. He was showing his earnings every couple hours. It'll go up, it'll jump up like $20-$30, and he'll go take out money from the ATM. And I'm like, wow, this seems like, this seems doable. I could definitely do this. So I started about 6 months ago in November, and pretty much right now I'm closing in. I have about 1,370 ad packs right now in MPA. and I'm going to be closing in on 1,400 this week. And then MPCA, I started in December. I started a little bit late too, so because I wanted to focus on one program at a time. So I have about 220 packs in MPCA, and definitely the Singapore trip. It was a good experience. It definitely woke me up. You know, I met one of my good friends now, my co-host, Ennis from New Jersey, and we're gonna be doing weekly coffee meetups, if you want to say that. But definitely, I'm excited, and thanks for having me on, Keithy.
Good on you, mate. Thank you very much, Tommy. And that's really weird that you're in New York City and Ennis is in Jersey, and you're about, what, 20 minutes drive away? Never knew each other. Didn't know you're an MPA or MPCA, and it took you to spend a couple of $1,000s and fly all the way to Singapore to meet each other to now form a relationship to get together on a weekly basis and have coffee together. So that's just how weird the world is, that you can be round the corner from somebody who is like-minded like you, who's as motivated as you, has been through all the struggles that you've been through, and has come out the other end still fighting and still willing to get stuck into life and win with that attitude. Going to Singapore for me was the same as exactly for you, that meeting people who are heading in the same direction is such an energy-giving experience. I organised the event from start to finish, and that was a bit of an experience for me. I've done smaller venues, but bigger venues like that, it went really, really well because of the people involved. The hotel was fantastic. But having Uday there, Shaf and Tanzil, the main executives, most of the admin were there, admin team, and all the members, the energy levels were high right from, I got there on the Wednesday and left on the Sunday, and it was basically 6 days of full-on energy-filled excitement, just buzzing with people, which just stays with you and motivates you to go to the next event. But also in your doing your videos, you're really motivated. Having met Uday, for me, that was a bit of a, not a life changer, because I've been speaking to him for over a year. To physically shake the guy's hand and give him a hug was actually really cemented for me what he wants to do with this business. Now, we're going through a few issues at the moment, which I want to just touch on first. Before, there's a couple of things I want to just touch on. Obviously, I'm going to put you guys in the hot seat, being Americans, right? Now, I'm originally from New Zealand, so that's a more English-oriented country. I moved to Australia in 1981, and that was considered, Australia back in those early 80s was considered, whether you know this or not, was considered Little America, because they followed everything that the States did. They followed all the TV programs. They wanted to earn the big dollars. There was a big mindset. Now, the States has changed quite a bit over the last 20, 30, 40 years. So the government has put a lot more clamp down on earning money, and they want their little cut of tax and everything. So I want to get your opinion, living in the US, about working online, how that affects the businesses you go into. Do you have to be a little bit more careful with the government looking over your shoulder, or there's still room for improvement? Is the USA still the land of opportunity? Certainly Australia is the land of opportunity. New Zealand is, any country in the world is with the internet now, because it just comes down to your mindset. So that's my little thought on it. So that's what I want to put you on the spot about. And just before I do that, talking about your website for your photography, Tommy, there's a guy in Australia did the very same thing. He's a car washer. He's got his own little car washing business where he is a mobile car washer. He'll go to people's homes and wash their car and give it detailing and everything. He's got a website. He put a little advert down the bottom of his web page, make part-time income online. He's already got a lady sign up after a week of putting that on his web page for his other business. So just that thing, and the keywords for him were part-time income. That's what people are looking for. Everyone's looking for part-time. They're not looking for a full-time income on the internet, because that's too scary. They already have a job that they're working on, but they want to get out of that job and want to know how to. but part-time is the key word for anyone watching. If you're advertising at any stage or anywhere, the keywords are part-time online income, and that's where you got to start. So our stats, just to say what Jamie is before, it's MyPayingAds. We have 329,938 members, so just about 330,000 members. I'll just refresh that and see if it's gone up. And yeah, 2 more people have joined the last 10 minutes. Good. And MPCA is today is the 1st of May for you guys. The 10th of May is our 6 months in MPCA. So it's just over a week away for 6 months only. And I'll refresh the screen here. And we, wow, it was 85,617, 85,617. In the last 10 minutes, it's just gone up to 85,631. So 14 people have joined while we've been talking in the last 20 minutes. So therein is your key to this particular business, MyPayingCrytoAds and Bitcoin. Now, most of the people in Australia, we're advising them to go with a Bitcoin payment processor because the fees are lower. The transaction speed can be a little bit slow when the blockchain gets tied up. But I transferred some 100 Australian dollars from my Bitcoin processor to my account to another member's account in the same processor. It took 10 seconds for the money to go from me to them, and it cost me like 3 cents in fees for the transaction between the two of us. So it's quite staggering with Bitcoin. So that's pretty exciting. Bitcoin in Australia has hit 1,800 Australian dollars, about 1,300 and something American. And on our admin panel group in the MPA, MPCA's Sahil Patel, he's in Leicester. We call him Mr. Bitcoin because he knows everything about Bitcoin. He says US dollars by July. He's got the inside scoop. You've heard it here first, folks. Could hit 2,000 US dollars by July. So 13, 14, that's his inside. Whether that happens or not, don't take my word for it. Don't take his word for it. But it's certainly going up, especially I nearly fell off my chair yesterday morning when it shot up about 60 Australian dollars in about 3 or 4 hours. I actually did a bit of a jump in there and clicked my heels like the old style, but I pulled my hamstring. So I won't be doing that anymore. So now we are facing a few issues, and a few people have rightly asked the question about the withdrawal situation and the change in what's happening in the program, as Jamie's mentioned. We are going through changes for the reason that Uday is adjusting the program as we're going along, the two programs now. When he started MPA in 2015, March 2015, if you're not sure what happened then, the amount you could withdraw out, Jamie was in there first, it was $750 a day is what you could draw out. So that was going along fine. We had a PayPal review because 95% of people use PayPal. We had a review in 3 months in, about September, I think it was. We had a review, and then again in November had another review. Then they changed the terms and conditions on us and affected us and 7 other businesses in December. They did it really well. On the 18th of December, they asked Uday to put another 100,000 US dollars into his merchant account because he's growing so big. They were saying your business is going well, but can you put $100,000 into your merchant account just to cover any complaints or chargebacks? So he did that. 5 days later, he received an email from Singapore PayPal saying they were changing their terms and conditions for the industry. He asked them what that was, and they sort of didn't give him an answer because they closed down for the Christmas period. But they came back 4th of January 2016, and they said, oh, by the way, because of the major headquarters in the US, we've decided we're not dealing with the revenue share industry anymore. As per our terms and conditions, we're going to lock your account down for 180 days. How do you like those apples? Is basically what they said. And our over $3.5 million got locked down from Uday's account. Another company was $61 million locked down. Another company, $2.5 million. Another company, $3.5 million, the same. There's about 8 companies all got locked down for 180 days. Once he decided to restart the website by refreshing it, he went to the $5, $10, $25, and $50 ad packs at 120% profit share earnings. He made it 200 maximum per day instead of the 750. But prior to the PayPal issue, he did go to 3 times in November 2015. He did make it 3 times your income. So, you can withdraw out for what you put in back in November. So we've already been through a couple of changes, adjusting as he's gone along. Then he made the decision to make it a 200 max. Well, boy, oh boy, for the next 12 months, didn't everyone work hard to promote the business to get up to $200 a day, which meant you had to get over 1,000 ad packs active to generate a revenue share earnings to cover your ad packs expiring and take the 200. So everyone really worked hard. But then they started taking the foot off the pedal early this year, and he's obviously seen that. And Uday, don't get the man wrong, he is a very, very smart individual. He's a mechanical engineer, and he's a doctorate in mechanical engineering. So he made the decision then to bring in the Leaders Commission that would allow you to promote the business and take that Leaders Commission directly to your pocket. There's the regular commission and MPAs. Leaders is 10% straight to your pocket if you wish to, or 5% for the repurchasing of any products into your regular commission wallet, which you can only use to repurchase or buy products on the platform. So he made a bit of an adjustment. Then he changed it to 2 times the withdrawal that you put it into the business. So what that has done now has sparked a flood of withdrawals. It's just an absolute flood of withdrawals have come in from people who have said, right, I'm not quite sure what's going on, I'll make a withdrawal. So at the moment, they've been overrun with withdrawals. Many with thousands of withdrawals that they're going through step by step by step. And they're slowly getting through them and getting back to normal as people realize what people have to do now, as Jamie has rightly said in MPCA, is put fresh funds in to grow your available withdrawal limit to the double. As you're buying and repurchasing your ad packs every week, you really need to be putting fresh money in, buying ad packs. And what I've been doing is a lady in Brisbane called Lanicky, not Anarchy like the Facebook enemy. It says Lanicky with an L, or that way, L. She did it from the start in MPA. She just bought $30 worth of ad packs every week. Right from day one. She didn't put $1,000 in or $200 in. She put $30 in, but then 30 for 6 months. Every week, put money in, as well as repurchasing, she put fresh in. We call it the Lanicky principle because within 6 months, she only had 7 active referrals. She went to 300 ad packs inside 6 months, virtually on her own, and was taking $100 a week out. You tell me any online business, you can start with $30 and build up in a short space of, it's only 180 days, six months, and be withdrawing money, as well as she's running ads for a couple of charities and a couple of other businesses in as well. So she's getting traffic as well. Very smart lady, the Lanicky principle. Everybody should be adopting the Lanicky principle. That is, as you say, amazing what she's done. So that gives you an insight of what the best plan to grow your business is now, because Uday is making adjustments for longevity, long-term sustainability of the business. We're going through a couple of weeks of long, elongated withdrawals. Now, here's another answer to that query. People are saying, well, I've been waiting 6 days or 7 days or 8 days for a withdrawal because they make one withdrawal a month. I make a withdrawal every day. Lanicky makes a withdrawal every day for that 100 a week. So she does a $10 or a $15 or a $20 withdrawal every day. So she gets into a routine of receiving withdrawal funds every day. She doesn't build up and then take it out. In a smart way, if you're still using your earnings and just withdrawing $10 a day and repurchasing the majority of your earnings, that's also a very smart way to keep your business growing. Instead of taking 100 out and waiting 8 days or 6 days or 5 days, or the normal is 48 to 72 hours, waiting for that money to go to your payment processor. The smarter way is to take a small amount out and have it every day while still building your business. So I want to get your thoughts on that as well, guys. So the next step is obviously we'll get the withdrawals back to Uday. Hardly sleeps. His team hardly sleeps. They're getting the withdrawals back. If you have a ticket, support ticket, you put in about the withdrawals, just cancel it and lighten the load, folks. You know, just cancel that ticket and lighten the load. We know the withdrawals are behind. We know we're trying to work as hard as we possibly can to fix it. If you've got a support ticket, cancel the thing. Otherwise, I'll come through the screen and cancel it for you. You know, I'll have to be the MPA police from down under, because we don't muck around down under. We want to get the job done. So we want as less interruptions as possible. Let the team do their work as most efficiently as they can. So it swings back to the members to start being more professional. We know what's going on. You don't need to tell us over and over and over by putting a support ticket in every day. That just shows you an inexperienced member who's not quite sure of how this business operates. So these sort of people need to wake up and understand that we are professional at what we're doing. It's long-term, and we have many, many things coming up. Moving on to the next point, and that's the big C logo with 2 lines through. Everybody's saying, join me, join me, join me, join me. But what is it? You tell me what it is. Jamie, do you know what it is? I'll just put you on. Do you know what it is, Jamie?
I can guess. No, I don't. I don't know what it is.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go. But no one knows what it is, mate.
Right, correct. No, if I had to guess, if I was a betting man, it would have to. My guess, it has something to do with cryptocurrency, maybe their own, maybe some sort of peer-to-peer thing. But it's purely speculation. Yeah. I was kind of taking notes on what you were saying here, just to kind of go back real quick. I use coin payments as a wallet because that's what MPA has used originally. And I also have a Bitcoin account in Coinbase. And so I can go back and forth. Like I accumulate Bitcoin and coin payments. And if I ever want to withdraw it to my checking account, I just send it over to Coinbase and do a sell. Now, I recently applied for a BitPay card because that I saw come out recently. I have not received that, but it's a ATM card for Bitcoin to be used anywhere in America is what I'm hearing. So I applied for it. It costs $10 and I have not received it yet. So you guys might want to look into cards. The other thing you had talked about as far as the United States, in the United States, we cannot participate in gambling sites. Okay, this is kind of just to go back to what Keith was mentioning earlier. My advice would be to stay away from any type of gambling projects that are out there because gambling projects are illegal to do in the United States. I know there's some projects that are registered in the UK and some other things. Just stay away from them. You know, do yourself a favor. If you want to gamble, go to Vegas. You know, but to participate in a project online where you earn money from participating in a gambling project, don't do it. You'll save yourself a ton of headache. The other thing, if you have questions regarding taxes and that sort of thing, you want to consult your local attorney or accountant because we just passed tax season, obviously, and you want to be smart and do it correctly, obviously, here in the U.S. But we cannot give you advice online at all. So what you want to do is talk to a licensed individual who's licensed to do that. And by all means, when you talk to them, you will get a bill. I used to have an accountant. Every time I talk to the guy over the phone, I get a bill in the mail. And I'm like, you know, it's hilarious. And I'm like, don't call me. But I'm like, he was a friend, but anytime you talk to your attorney or accountant, you will get charged. But that's what they're there for. Everyone hates attorneys until they need one. Yeah. And so in any event, that's my 2 cents. As far as the third project, we got a little bit of a reveal from the event was when it was first shown. And then Tanzil had mentioned some stuff. I've been following Schaff and Keithy. I've been stalking religiously. regarding this new project, because it is coming in May. I heard a little birdie told me it is coming in May. Now it could be the end of May, but by all means, whatever it is, I'm in.
Yeah.
Because, you know, start building your teams now, because people, you're never going to find a more transparent owner or team. And as far as the withdrawals, they've never not paid. Okay. So get rid of the sport tickets and just relax and build. I cannot stress them up. We were just talking that if Bitcoin hits 2,000 by the end of the year, people, if you build for the next 6 months, you will be in such a position, a great position for your future. You have no idea. So you're getting me all excited over here, Keith.
Yeah, good. Well, I've asked Uday 3 times about the C project, and 3 times he said, "Sorry, Keithy, I can't do his accent. Sorry, Keithy, I can't tell you anything." So it's all hush hush. It's all speculation what it is. Although at the event that the new promo video, there is a coin sounding, there's a coin dropping somewhere. So if it was going to be a new coin, surely it would be the U coin for the Uday coin. So it's a C, and so it can't be an Uday coin. We were joking while we're over there that in the US you've got Trump Tower. So in Singapore was going to be Uday Tower when he gets another couple of programs going. Where are you going? I'll meet you at the Uday Tower for a coffee. All right. Withdrawals will get back under control. That's good. There's a new product coming on. It would be a program. They're saying it's going to be a program. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be great. But just remain focused also. Max out MPA, max out MPCA to a level that you're growing your business as well as taking a small percentage out. Don't get into, I did a video yesterday, the SOS, shiny object syndrome. And that's people sitting at home and because believe it or not, online advertising works, because all of you lot watching and doing your ads, it affects you because you're saying, "Oh, look at that program." And then you click your ads. "Oh, look at that program over there. Oh, what's that in the distance? That's starting in 3 months. I'll put my name on for that one. Oh, here's another one." And before you know it, you've joined 6 or 7 or 8 programs. Shiny object syndrome. You got a deer in the headlights, you know. What's going on? Oh my God. And you end up splitting your 100% of energy into 10% here, 20% there, and you get nothing done. You don't grow a business to grow another business. One of my mentors is an American. He started one business, and his advice was just grow that strongly and then find another business and grow that. Now, he has 20 online businesses. He gets people to run those for him. He has staff to run them for him. His income per month is $500,000 US per month, or $6 million a year. But he always said, start with one and build one. Then start the next one and build that. Now that, in my case, was MPA. I got to level 3 as quickly as I could. MPA, you're earning approximately, based on sales, around about $80 US a day. Same with MPCA. I'm at 443 ad packs and MPCA now. I got to level 3 as quickly as I possibly could and work. So they're both running very, very well now. So I'm in a position to look at another business if I want to, just to start and test. I always test a business. So that's a little bit of advice. So the C program is coming, as Jamie's maybe inside scoop, sometime in May. It's May the 1st. The other exciting news coming up very, very shortly is seminars. Now, Shaf is going to announce the first one. Obviously, being Shaf being in the UK, it's going to be in the UK, the first one. There's a company PowerPoint presentation that will be released to people who wish to hold seminars with the permission of the company. I'll be doing them in Australia. I'll be traveling around with my sponsor. We'll be doing the main cities, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide and Perth in Australia, flying around and doing official seminars. Now that's going to take our business to the next level, where you can, if you're near a main city, you can say, right, there's a MPA seminar next week. It's at this venue, and you bring half a dozen people along to see the business face to face and meet 50, 100, 200 people, 300 people who are involved in the business or brand new, to face meet people rather than sitting at home in a dark room with the light on in front of a computer screen thinking you're just on your own. There's nothing better than getting out and meeting people. So that's the exciting. I'm really excited about the seminars coming up. There'll be a tab, I believe, in your back office where you'll be able to go seminars, country, city, date, and then the contact with somebody's number on it. So that'll all be set up very shortly. So that's pretty exciting. Now, I just want to quickly, we've been going 40 minutes before you know it, finish off by just asking all you guys your thoughts over the next 3 to 6 months of individually what you're doing, and your thoughts quickly on Bitcoin. Jamie's using it as his main processor for buying ad packs and services, and running your ads. I want to know if you're running some adverts as well using your credits, and what results you get for them. Just on my side, I started with Payzer and Solid Trust Pay, which I had running from another business. But then once I found out about Bitcoin and looked into it and got an understanding of it, I really got excited and opened an account here. And now the Leaders Commission, you can move that from everything. I'm just moving that across to my Bitcoin wallet in Leaders Commission. I also move my regular commission across from everything to Bitcoin for that 20% fee, which I think is well worth it to build the ad packs with that into one wallet. And both in Payzer and Solid Trust Pay, they do operate Bitcoin inside their own platform. So I do take earnings from Payzer back to Payzer itself. I do have a Payzer card, which I use, but I also transfer from Payzer back to my Bitcoin wallet. They only charge 2% in Payzer. Solid Trust Pay, I moved my earnings back to Solid Trust Pay, and they charge 2.95% to move internally into, you create a Bitcoin wallet inside Solid Trust Pay. So I moved that back to my Bitcoin wallet. So I love Bitcoin, and I've got my own Bitcoin wallet like Jamie's waiting for. I use mine every day, mate. I go down to the supermarket. I went to coffee with a friend of a referral, and I said, I'll get the coffees. And I said to the person at the coffee shop, I said, oh, do you take Bitcoin? And they said, oh, as long as it's not American Express, I would think we might do. She had no idea what. So I said, well, let's see. Anyway, I said, where's my card? So I swiped it, put my PIN in, and then it said accepted. I said, oh, fantastic, you take Bitcoin. Well done. Oh, good, that's good. She had no idea what it was though. So but in 2-3 years, everyone will be using Bitcoin. That's what I believe will be happening. So we're on the cusp. Ennis, to give us your thoughts, mate. Bitcoin, where you're going to be in 2, 3, 6 months, sort of short-term goals for you, mate.
Definitely with Bitcoins in the next 6 months or so, I'm aiming to max out MPCA so I can move on to MPA. And for the moment, I'm using Coinbase as my revenue. I mean,
your main processor.
Yeah, my main processor to buy Bitcoins and also bring in the money home.
All right.
And I have a purchase, guys. You have to invest in the cold storage wallet. Like the Ledger. I have one of those in order to, when you move the money, so you could, keep it safe and secure. Yes, perfect, yes. Yep. And also, yeah, they are the best, definitely the best. I have the Nano S, the version of it. And I also, Jamie mentioned about the card, the BitPay. I'm using, what you call it, the Shift card. And that one is pretty good as well. And I've spent it at least 3 times already going to stores and using, paying with my Bitcoins. And it's pretty awesome. It's in real time. There's no glitches or anything about it. But definitely in the US, a lot of people aren't familiar with Bitcoins. And it's definitely a big market for us to, you know, to take advantage of and get the people involved and bring them into MPCA. So that's my goal for the next 6 months. And also, Tommy and I were doing our show, so that's going to create more awareness. And Jamie, or Charles, you're all invited to join us in our hangouts for the US, so we could get the awareness out and build more referrals from this.
Well, there's not, you don't have many people in the US, Ennis. I've just Googled population in the US. 2015 stats, 321 million. So that's probably gone up to about 322. So there's 4 of you. You better get your move on. Better get your act together, boys. You got a fair bit of work to do to cover 321 million. Wow.
Yeah. It's
So
definitely a big market.
Yeah, big market, massive market. All right, Jamie. Thanks, Ennis. Awesome input. Market in the US. Most of your referrals, Jamie, are they in the US or you're outside? And you know, you've been around for a number of years, and I mean that in a nice, polite way. How do you approach your potential referrals? Just give maybe some tips to American folks how you advertise. Go ahead, mate.
Oh, sure. I started off with my own YouTube channel. Okay, I built a following on YouTube years and years and years ago, from just a basic program that came out way before MPA, and I just built a little following, maybe 1,000 subscribers, and then I built up a following on Facebook, and I joined a bunch of Facebook groups to promote too. And so I think what had happened as the years progressed and MPA went out, came into fruition. I was in another program that I leveraged into MPA, and I'm just thinking back. I also, a good way to get referrals is to come out with like mini marketing systems. Like some people are doing that now. I know you had a guy on the panel. I think his name is Edward, who's got a program out there. I'll do a shout out. I think it was Viral Traffic something. I can't remember, but he gives value. It's basically a trade-off. Join me in this program and I'll give you value. I'll help you. A good way, a lot of people make video diaries. I know Keithy's doing that. You're doing diaries on your journey with MPA. So a lot of people catch on to that. They want to see someone else go through it first, so to speak. Someone else stick their neck out, and so it's just a numbers game. I do all the types. I advertise in other rev shares. Like I'm in some other rev shares that I advertise MPA in. Some others, it's kind of like reverse or not necessarily cross promoting, but I'm promoting MPA in other programs. I'm promoting MPA in Facebook groups. I do lives. Now the technology, you can do these lives now. I'm trying to get my handle out of that. I know Keithy's doing those too because I'm watching you, Keithy. You're doing those because I see, and a lot of people are doing them. And at first, I was intimidated. It's like anything else. I was first intimidated with Bitcoin, and then you get over that hump. And it's like anything else. The more you do it, the more you get comfortable with it. And the same thing with the live technology. I'm starting to do those. Right now I do. I try to do daily update videos on my YouTube channel, but you can also do lives. A good way is just personal engagement. People ask you, hey, what's this MPA all about? Just tell them it's a fantastic advertising network. You want to sell the advertising. That's where it's at. And the money will come. That's just a byproduct of it. And for the next 6 months, people, I would tell you just build, because it's not going anywhere. And Bitcoin is, in my opinion, is on the rise. We were just talking before the Hangout. All these new countries are catching on to it. It's gaining more market cap, and it's just, the only thing that freaks me out about it is if some government comes along and tries to regulate it, but it's designed not to be regulated. So, it's one of those things. I don't see anything stopping it, which in and of itself is cool, and it's just. As more people, it's supply and demand. There's an infinite. There's only so many Bitcoins that can be mined, And so due to the fact that it's a finite number, that's the word I was looking for, there's only going to be so many. I can't remember the cap in Bitcoin, 21 million or something?
21 million, yeah.
21. They're only going to mine 21 million Bitcoins up until 2040, I think, or 2030 or something like that. And so it's supply and demand. If enough people catch on and want it, then, and there's only so much available, all that's going to do is drive up price. It's simple economics. It's supply and demand, and price goes up the more people want it. So what sways Bitcoin is news. That's all it is. It's major news. You can tell if you look back in the month, it's a slow, steady climb, which is great. It's the major swings that freak people out, because I think the last one was the EFT it tried to, or ETF, or what it tried to, that failed, or whatever. But everybody and their grandmother is saying it's going to go up. So, it's not giving any indication of doing the opposite. I think it's here to stay. And MPCA, MPA, and this new project, they're going to kind of parallel it. Everybody, the trend is where we're at. It's always important to follow the trends, and we're on it. This panel is leaders. We're all leaders here, and it would behoove you to get involved, because this program, I tell you what, it's changed my life. It's funny. When you were saying 750 a day, I was doing those 750s a days for a long time.
Yeah.
And then he cut it down to 2. And 200 a day is fine, because guess what? I'm pulling 200 to 400 out of MPCA. So, you got, what I'm saying? You get 400 here, 200 here, and then, who knows, say another 2 or 3 on this new project. You're talking major potential there, and it's all about word of mouth. Okay. Just a couple other quick strategies. Football games, get stickers, put them on your car, go to football games, go to NASCAR races, go to soccer events, get stickers and Wi-Fi in your RV. I've done this. Believe me, this works. You get stickers, put them all over your car, and say, MPA advertising, your affiliate, blah, blah, blah. And you get your computer, your laptop, and you just turn people onto it. At the average NASCAR race, there's 500,000 people that go to these races. And it's just a networking extravaganza. Everybody's marketing everything. And it's a gold mine. So it's all about exposure. It's all a numbers game. Some people will just get it, and some people won't, based on their experience. And so you want to go where people, I don't know. It's a tough question, Keithy, because you want to market to people that already know the industry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's some theories there. You hate to market to cold traffic. You want to market to warm traffic. And this is a whole nother hangout we're kind of venturing into. But what I did is, the easiest way to get started is make a YouTube channel and document your progress, and post to Facebook groups conservatively. You don't want to go nuts, and engage with people. Just engage with people. You don't want to spam anybody. You want to talk nicely and tell people what you're involved with. And that's really all I got. I mean, unless I'm forgetting something, that's pretty much what I've done. All right.
Well, at the end of the day, if you came up with like-minded people and you found, say, 15 or 20, and you slowly built to 25 or 30 people in your team, and help them non-stop to build their business in MPA, then they came into MPCA with you and you helped them build their business there, and then the new C, whatever it is, the Uday coin or whatever he's got planned for us. Thank God we got this guy running the company and leading us into these projects. That's the kicker, that we have a guy that is so member focused. This is the key. He stood up on stage in Singapore and he said that he wants to pay every self-employed person in the world. And by that, he means everyone who wants to make a living online, he wants them advertising on his projects, on his MPA, MPCA, the new C project. He wants to be able to pay everybody in the world who wants to work online. So that's his goal. So his goal is to pay millions and millions of people. So that's a pretty stunning vision to have as an owner. And is he relentless or focused? My God, even while he stayed at the hotel for a week while we were there, and he was working. I had to go up to his room, knock on the door, and ask him to come down and meet some people. And he was still on and actually got to see the behind MPA, the panel, the administration panel behind. So I asked him about you, Jamie, because you've been stalking me. I've been doing a bit of stalking on you, mate. So he showed me all the details, all the dirty stuff about you, Jamie. I've got all your passwords, mate, so don't worry about that, son. You're not going anywhere. So he showed me all the back office, and he was just working and working and working. He gets about 5-6 hours sleep, and then he's up just working away, working away, working away. But he can respond to a member in the Facebook group. You'll be cruising down the comments, and all of a sudden Uday's made a comment about what's going on. So he's looking at Facebook, he's looking at the YouTube videos of what people are putting out. He's running the 2 businesses, he's planning another one. He's got his own his own dream product coming up in about 3 months, which will blow your socks off, because I know what that is. I know what that one is, Jamie. And guess what, Jamie? I'm not telling you, mate.
Come on.
I'm not telling you. That's going to be mind-blowing. The next product is going to be awesome. So over to you, Charles. 3 to 6 months, Bitcoin. What are you planning? Are you excited? You just sort of joined very recently with us. You've heard all us ramble on now for just about an hour. It's supposed to be a 40-minute one. What's your thoughts, mate?
Well, I'm really excited. I'm really excited, and that's why I strengthened my position in the company as well. I'm hitting it full steam ahead. Right now, I currently have possibly about 60 YouTube videos that I've created.
Oh, good.
I've created I recognize that the industry on a whole as well is maturing, with Uday kind of leading the charge of everything. So that presented a really good opportunity to make a YouTube channel related to the news in the industry and just covering what the industry as a whole is doing, because we kind of get tunnel vision and just see what's right in front of us for the one company that we're heavily involved in, but the industry as a whole is a entire moving unit that's following Uday. So I think it'll be good to kind of write a story and keep an eye on where it's going and what the future is going to be like with it. So full steam ahead, max out MPCA as quickly as I can, and then look forward to the new project that's coming out.
What about the countries you mentioned just before, the countries that are accepting Bitcoin? You rattled off about 6 or 7, mate. Maybe you can tell people those ones.
Well, yeah, and I mean, all of this is still in the process, of coming through. But from my understanding, it looks like Japan has already signed on for legal tender. Then you have India, who's also agreeing to, regulate it and have legal tender. I believe China is also involved in that. Russia has said by 2018, I believe, that they're going to be involved in Bitcoin as well. I believe Brazil is one of them, and it's catching on. And here in America, it's not as known what is going on in the rest of the world with Bitcoin. Japan being one of the largest countries involved in Bitcoin, so it's definitely a wide open market for people to get involved in. And there's still opportunity now, even though the price is going up. So I'm looking forward to it. It kind of seals the deal. I know Jamie was talking earlier about, there being a limited amount of Bitcoin and things of that nature. And when governments are buying into it here right now as we speak, the future is going to be very bright for this particular program.
Yeah, absolutely. Is the greenback still strong, mate, you think, Charles? Or they just, if they get in trouble, does Donald just say, right, we'll print a couple more billion around just turn the printers on, guys, and roll out a couple of $1 million. Come on.
I don't know how much qualitative easing we can continue to handle, but the dollar is still pretty strong. I think I was looking at the market index on the dollar, and it was still holding up pretty strong, but it is slowly going down. It looks like the Dow Jones is starting to slide down a little bit as well. So there are some changes going on. I was expecting to see more in gold and silver at this point as well. But it looks like they might come unhinged here in the next couple months as well, along with Bitcoin. So It's going to be an interesting year for everybody.
Yeah, fantastic. Right, we've got our own financial input there from Charles. Well done, mate, in Florida. You can go back to your cocktail and your lounge chair now next to the pool. Good on you, mate.
Pina coladas on the beach, right?
Yeah. That's the only image of Florida that everyone has. You're too young to live in Florida for a start. You've got to be 95 with a blue flowery shirt on and one of those Panama hats with a big drink with flowers coming out the top of it. So, all right, great input. Thank you, Charles. Tommy in New York, the Big Apple, the financial capital of the US, I believe. So what's going on with the people you're talking to? What's your plan next 3 to 6 months?
My plan will be, at the moment, I'm taking out $200 a day. And it's kind of similar to your situation, Keithy. I'm taking it out of Payza and I'm putting it in Bitcoin. And I'm doing fresh funds purchases with fresh funds back into MPA so I could raise my withdrawal limit.
Yeah.
So I kind of look at the total withdrawal limit like my freedom fund. So maybe, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, I might have some nice total withdrawal limits. Just sit back and just retire from there. So that's how I look at it from 5, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. So just building that up. And once I fully max out MPA, I'm gonna move on to MPCA and just go full force with that and just max that out as well. So definitely excited. And I'm looking forward to, I don't know if there's gonna be a first year anniversary party for MPCA in November, but if there is, I'm definitely gonna be there.
All right. You're just a party type of guy, mate, by the sound of it. Yeah. Well, if there's a party at my house, you'd fly over, wouldn't you, mate? Saturday.
You're damn right.
Yeah. There is nothing but potential moving forward. We've got a few hiccups. There's no denying, no shying away, no turning away from that. As Jamie says, Uday hasn't stopped paying. He has not stopped paying. $46 million, 46.379 million US dollars in MPA and 13,500 Bitcoins. So that's times about, say, 13. That's about $15 million so far in MPCA. So there's a lot of money being paid out to members. A lot of people are not using their advertising like they should be to promote other businesses to get them additional income. There's 3 ways you can earn on both the platforms. Obviously, is purchase your ad packs and earn the profit share based on sales. If you talk to people, you can earn your leaders commission and your regular commission and use the cash links and earn some money there. But there's actually a 4th way, which doesn't, in the details page of both programs, is not mentioned. And that's sales from your advertising. Excuse me. Sales from your advertising, whether you're promoting people to go to a landing page or a web page or a little product that you have. I noticed someone was selling shoes the other day. Someone was advertising a taxi service in Leicester, a local taxi service. I thought that was awesome that someone was advertising that business, because not for me, I wouldn't be obviously ringing up and say, come and pick me up in Brisbane as a taxi service, but they got a visit from me to their website, which would give them a higher ranking for their business compared to other taxi services in Leicester in England. So they were looking for traffic to their website to bump them up in Google rankings, which is fantastic. So if you don't realize that, everyone's got credits in their back office. Use them to promote a local business just straight away. Run an ad. Let's see some local delicatessens with some ads up there with their beautiful salamis and cheeses in beautiful screenshots. Make us all hungry, but give them some traffic to your local delicatessen, for example, or your local hairdresser. Not that I go to the hairdresser. I just normally do the old razor job like you, Ennis. That's right. Jamie's sort of halfway there. Frank, Charles is sort of, and then Tommy, you two down there. We're all on the way, boys. That's enough. We've been speaking for over an hour. We've got football to go to. Just unmute your mics. Just want to thank you all for coming on today. Ennis, Been great having you on again, mate. Thanks very much. All the best to you, buddy.
Thank you.
Jamie, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on and sharing a bit of information for us.
Anytime. I just want to mention, anytime you guys, Enos, Tommy or Charles, I'd love to do some more of these, and Keithy, by all means, I'd love to do some more of these Hangouts with you as well. I'll PM you on Facebook tomorrow. It's getting late here in Ohio, but I'll get a hold of you guys on Facebook. We got to do this again for sure. It's all about the word out.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect,
Charles,
perfect.
in Florida, go back to your lounge chair, mate, and your pina colada. Thanks for coming on, mate. All the best, buddy.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, good on you. And Tommy, just rug up in the big apple there, mate.
Got it, Keithy.
Okay, all right. Good on you. Thank you very much, guys. It's been fantastic. Thank you for everybody watching. We have a massive audience tonight, and this will go live and go out to the recording for everybody. Have a great one. Wait for the big C. We don't know what it is yet. Just wait for it. It'll be awesome. And keep positive. Number one, MPA, MPCA, the big C. All right. See you guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Stress less, think positive, guys.
Thank you, guys.